Okay, go slow forward. Go ahead. Creep it. Think we're good. Just go slow. Here we are on planet Mars. The year is 2045. We have found signs of life. We have found water.
First gear. I'm gonna leave it in 4 low just to get up this little hill, and then I'll be set.
Let's see what kind of view we have here. Up, down. Oh, I'm not tall enough. What's up, guys? We've been camping here not really that long. We just got here last night. We're here at the Trona Pinnacles. Super cool place. We'll give you more details on that later. But whenever we're in the area, in any area, we like to try to explore what is surrounding. So we're on Melissa's lunch break, and we're gonna go check out Fish Rocks. Don't really know much about it. I don't think there's much to know about it other than it's some fishes painted on what look like rocks. Anyways, we're gonna go. We're both being blinded. There's not really much to see. There's like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 fish.
Fishes?
And this is Fish Rocks. It's basically a rock formation on the side of the 178 highway, just south of Trona. And somebody must have just saw that they looked like fish and painted them.
Yeah.
I couldn't really find much information, but it's kind of cool. Just a little something to go do to get out of camp.
Yeah, kind of another one of those just random points of interest in the desert that you find out here, and no real rhyme or reason behind it. It's just there, and yeah.
It's cool.
Why not?
So lots of times, like if we were camped here, like near here, this could be like an off-road run. We could be like, let's take dirt to the Fish Rocks. You know what I mean? Just as like a destination. Lots of times that's what we do, is we just have these destinations, and we just it's a destination to off-road to. Over Thanksgiving, we went from Cal City to Boron, and we went from Cal City desert area to proper Cal City. So it's just kind of fun to have a destination. You go there, like lots of times if you're with buddies who drink or whatnot, you just like have a beer and then you just like turn around and go back. And it's just mostly about the off-roading, but it's also about the destination. Yeah, he recently has been really trying to go up every hill he possibly can. I feel like we officially have a toddler.
100%.
Hey, Mommy's gonna get you. What's so funny? And you can tell that's where we parked the Jeep, and the highway is like literally right here. Like you could park on the side of the highway and just walk over with like a Honda Civic or whatever. All right, so we're camped out at the Trona Pinnacles, which are near Trona, California, which is kind of the gateway to, one of the gateways to Death Valley, or the southern side, like Paniment Valley. So typically when we've come to the Trona Pinnacles, we typically we'll make it like a day run. We'll come from like Randsburg or Cal City, and we're like, oh, let's do a day run, just like the Fish Rocks. It's just a destination to go to when you're out in the desert. My understanding, my my simple brain basically understands that this used to be a giant lake that has since evaporated and disappeared. And it is what, lime and calcium tufa towers that have grown, and then obviously we're on a washboard road.
Maybe we should stop the car.
Obviously, once the lake evaporated, then it was left with those tufa towers.
Yeah, so they're composed mainly of calcium carbonate, and you'll actually see these same type of formations in a much smaller version up at Mono Lake. And then this is like, they call it Searles, I think it's it. Searles dry lake bed. This road is really terrible. I apologize for the awful audio.
Just talk louder.
Maybe we should have pulled over.
Nah.
But yeah, these here at Trona Pinnacles are the largest tufa formations in
all of the world.
Possibly, I don't know. Definitely the largest in this state. I think there's maybe larger ones in other parts of the world. We should double check that and let you guys know. One thing my husband maybe didn't really know about me is that I'm a huge geology nerd, and I'm like super fascinated. Like, I was watching a video about Mono Lake and the volcano underneath.
Yeah, the other night, and I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, oh, I just saw this on YouTube and it looked interesting. And I'm like, nerd alert.
It's like some geology professor talking about all this stuff.
We got a nerd herd over here.
It's like, look at these rocks. These rocks.
And I don't know why, but there's a bunch of train cars here. I don't know why.
Well, there's a train track.
Well, yeah. So if you come here to camp here, I believe it's the close way in is roughly 5 miles to get to the camping area. And there's various areas over there. There's also a lot of signs saying stay on trail. So they don't want you blazing new trails because the tufa is fragile. But you can camp over here. I just don't know if I would bring like a big rig out here, because we were doing like 25 towing the Black Series last night, and it was pretty rough.
Yeah, it's pretty far on like pretty rough washboarded road. As you can hear from earlier clips, this road is very bumpy, and it took us a while to get out there. So you could, in theory, bring a big rig out here, but you're gonna be better off in like a smaller, like off-road type rig, or just a vehicle. Preferably a vehicle with high clearance. We did see like a Subaru Outback out here, so you'd be totally fine in something like that.
Yeah, and the roads are ever changing because of the seasons, and one section of the road right here is really deep sand. We made it in the Jeep in 2-wheel drive. I did throw the truck and trailer into 4 high last night just because I was slowly losing momentum, and we hadn't been out here in a while, so I didn't know how long that sand section was. But we made it, no probs.
We've been staying here at Trona Pinnacles for a couple nights, or maybe one night. How many nights? 1 night? 2 nights? I don't know. But we're just gonna move to a slightly different spot, because the spot we were in, it was pretty heavily shaded in the morning, like right next to these giant pinnacles. So we're trying to just move to a spot that's like a little bit sunnier for our solar. Since it is winter, you know, the sun is lower in the sky as it is. So we need a little bit more solar. So that is also giving us an opportunity to do a little bit more of like the trails around here. We found a pretty gnarly section, and we feel pretty confident that we could take the Black Series down it. It's like pretty rocky and off camber, and then there's a like sandy wash right below that. So just, you know, out here for the adventure, and here we are, we're coming up to it. And yeah, so we'll show you guys this, and hopefully we don't get stuck in the sand.
we'll see how the trailer does. I'm not worried about the ram at all, but some of these drops are pretty big, and she's gonna have to take it pretty wide to get down these ledges. They don't look like much on video because they never do. I might end up stacking a couple rocks there. What? Just go slow. Woo. It's gonna get better. Okay, go slow forward. Go ahead. Creep it. Think we're good. Just go slow. We're clear. All right, guys, we've talked about this time and time again. And right here, I had to use the max tracks as ramps because unfortunately, the sewer pipe was getting a little too close for comfort. I think it might have actually touched at one point in time, but didn't do any major damage. That's why these max tracks are great. They're a good versatile tool. You can kind of build like ramps. The ram was totally fine, but the trailer, obviously being a trailer and towing it, it got a little too close for comfort. Now, like I said, because of the spot we want to camp at, Melissa has to go turn around and then we have to go back up this. I know that seems counterintuitive, but to camp where we wanted, that's what needed to happen. Go ahead, creep it up. Oh. Go. Okay, that's a good line. Creep it. Go straight. Yeah, right there. Okay, just follow that line. Passenger, right there.
Nice. Good teamwork. Only got a little bit frustrated with each other like one time.